Hey folks, this is Eric from Support Adventure, and today on MSP Worst Practices, I want to talk about the interrogation style job interview. So basically, as a company that matches candidates with MSPs working through our company Support Adventure, we find the best talent worldwide, and we find them companies that are a good match for them, and vice versa, obviously. So the onus is to find a place where the candidates will feel comfortable and where the company will get great value out of having that candidate work for them. And there's a cultural compatibility and all of that stuff. Now, some of the best candidates actually get to choose between different companies. And what that means is that the companies actually are the ones who are being interviewed, basically, and the candidate will choose the one that they feel will be the best environment for them to develop their careers. Now, I'm going to tell a story of this guy Jonathan from South Africa, and two interviews he had when we were looking to find him work. I was in both of the interviews, muted, of course, while they talked to him. And the first one was interrogation style interview. The second one was a friendly conversational style interview. Guess which one he chose? This is a guy that I met while networking with IT support companies in Cape Town, South Africa, who ended up closing down his own two-man IT support company so that he could join Support Adventure and work with an MSP in the US. And it's worked out quite well for him. You can see the full interview on our YouTube channel, but I just wanted to show you this, this part of the interview because I think that you will probably agree that this is exactly this type of candidate that you want working for your MSP. So here we go. This is him talking about the two interviews in an interview that I had with him afterwards, talking about how the whole thing worked out for him. Yeah. And so,
Well, the one was more like an interrogation than an
yeah.
interview. It was kind of like, bang, what's this? Bang, bang, bang. Whereas the second one, it was more of an interaction with the client. You know, we had conversation. I mean, even in a certain point in the interview, we had a little moment of back, no, but I think this and you think that. So there was even a resolved conflict interaction in the interview, which, you know, in the grand scheme of how an interview goes, for me personally, the first interview, I was not happy with it. I didn't feel, I was not comfortable. I didn't want to be in that position there because of the basis that I got from the interview. You know, obviously what I see in the interview is what I might expect to get when I'm working there. Now with my second one, the interview was great. We had nice conversation. We made some jokes. As I said, we had a little, I wouldn't use the word disagreement. It was more like a difference of opinion, which was, you know, later resolved on, oh yeah, I understand your point, you understand my point, and you know, and further to that, that gave me the sense that when I worked there, I would get the same kind of interaction, if not better. Because normally when you're in an interview or you're meeting a person for the first time, you're up there on that extra, you got a few extra guards up in front of you, applying a few little extra intellectuals where you need to, you know, putting your best foot forward, as they would say. So as I mentioned, obviously the grand scheme of it, the very first interview was unpleasant, and the second one was pleasant.
So that's basically it, folks. I mean, I would say that you need to take great care in interviewing people who you think are the perfect match for your company, that you don't alienate them with, you know, the sort of attitude of, I'm the man with the power. I'm the person who's going to hire you. I'm, you know, all those sorts of things are kind of becoming out of date in a lot of environments, work environments. And if a candidate can find a better work environment, which is more focused towards their well-being and thus making them more focused and productive moving on, and you know, providing a more stable environment and steady career growth for them, then they will take that. Obviously. I mean, the interrogation style job interview might be really good if you're hiring people who are going to be like, yes, sir, I know this. Yes, I studied this, and I just following instructions. Yeah, but as I think a lot of us have realized, the sorts of people who follow instructions, who just like go, yes, tell me what to do and I'll do it sort of thing, do not make very good IT support technicians, especially not in a diverse and complicated environment like an MSP. So Jonathan is the sort of guy who will join your company and he'll make decisions at a high level that will mean that you'll have to decide less, and he'll take responsibility for things, take ownership of things, because he has, guess what, owned his own business in the IT support sphere. So he does have that judgment and he needs that respect. So imagine if somebody treated you like that. You know, do you like the clients who call you up and are interested in your services and just interrogate you? What's your price on this? How much is this? What are you going to do about this? No, you probably have learned that those are going to be the worst clients. And people like Jonathan, who have multiple options through Support Adventure, will ultimately decide on companies that are nice. You know, if you're talking with a potential client, probably you much prefer to do business with people who you start out friendly with and start out with a rapport and an understanding and a sort of like interesting dialogue, and you know, sort of just like a understanding that you're working together to provide the best results. So why don't you provide the people who are going to join your MSP with the same sort of respect? That's basically my question to you. And if you bring all of that on board, then you can avoid this MSP worst practice of doing interrogation style job interviews. Thanks a lot, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below.